What's up, guys? My name is Sally and welcome back to Chronicle. This is the home where some of my favourite people and I will get together, tell some awesome stories, and hopefully take you guys along for the ride with us. Today, we are going to be returning to the world of Cthulhu and playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So if you don't know what that is by now, it's about time you get to know, and we have the perfect place for you to do so right here at Chronicle. Unfortunately, we have culled the rest of the party. It's just the three of us left. Because things get really busy at Christmas time. Oh, I should have opened with ho ho ho, happy holla sleighs, but don't worry, we still got the rest of December to do that. That's gonna be my new intro.
I'm gonna cry.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else with that. Yeah.
No.
Not Twitch safe.
No.
Never Twitch safe.
Would never.
I would never.
Is any of our channel Twitch safe?
Yeah, true. It's the 1st of December, so Christmas jumper time, of course.
Yeah, my Christmas job.
Yeah, it's so wholesome.
I'm wearing birds on my shirt.
Yo!
I got rid of
Bin
this.
chickens. They're
Yeah,
cranes.
I got rid of the soy sauce stained one that I was wearing earlier.
Oh, slay. These things happen.
That's
Yeah, so it's only the three of us today, and it probably will be for the next week at least as well, because everybody's off. They're
doing
elsewhere.
shit. They
Yeah.
abandoned us.
Traveling, doing work stuff.
This is our villain arc.
Yeah, this is where it all begins. We're going to do an offshoot, and it's just going to be us murdering the rest of the party. That's what
Yeah.
this one shot is. Well, technically 3 shot? I don't know what it
I am becoming the pharmacist I was always meant to be.
Not a pharmacist, a harmacist.
okay.
Nice. It's my favorite Leah noise. Oh, okay. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a 1-shot, or 3-shot. It's a small little short campaign that I have prepared for us to enjoy, that people can come in and out of as they wish. But it was really just so that we could play some more D&D and have some more fun and do some like weird shit together.
Rather being stuck with 3 weeks of gaming streams.
Oh yeah.
Which, I mean, I would have enjoyed.
I would have enjoyed it
I
too.
would have enjoyed.
Whether or not the audience would have, probably not.
What do you
I
mean?
scream a lot.
It's so fun.
We can still scream in D&D, don't worry.
Don't
Okay.
worry, I'm ready to go. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh, yeah. I should point out, it's pirate time, bitch.
Yar!
They finally released me from my prison of never pirates.
We're
But
landlocked.
Yeah, I'm landlocked for real in my campaign. It's so sad. I was expecting somebody to be like, oh yeah, I live on the coast or some shit when they were creating their characters. No one.
I went to space.
Space pirates. They're in the world. They are.
They will be in the campaign at some point.
They will be in the campaign at some point. Space pirates, sky pirates. I was so frustrated at the fact that nobody was on the coast. So I was like, well, you know what? Nobody can escape pirates, and I created space pirates and sky pirates as
I
well.
want to be a space pirate in your campaign.
They're just on a different continent.
Does that
will
mean
be.
the Rothia has anti-aircraft emplacements?
They will now. No, not technically.
The OG World War II siren starts going off. Plague doctors on Naega.
Oh, yo.
Just jumping around into the sky.
We should. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But eventually, in the future, there will be space pirates and sky pirates. Sky pirates already exist, but you know, maybe they'll be a bit more common on Wyladian. So we are going to be doing a pirate 3-act campaign.
Hopefully.
I'm going to give you guys a little bit of context. So it's going to be a little bit longer than usual, but we're going to set the scene here. It is in world, and it is canon. I say hesitantly, depending on what happens. I feel like it's fun if it is canon.
Oh,
So we have
Captain, my Captain.
some crazy...
I'm ready to fight.
Oh.
Okay.
No, finish it.
Yeah, we're ready to go. So yeah, please join us. Maybe we'll have Connor joining us and Mark in 2 weeks' time. We'll see. If they don't, it's just going to be the 3 of us. It's going to be a sleigh time.
Am I gonna slay things?
Damn right we are.
We're going to slay so many things.
I've been allowed to unleash my inner chaos onto the world once more. No longer am I bound by lawful good.
It's time to be chaotic evil.
I can be chaotic with you if you want. We can just be chaotic birds.
I'll stab a child. Just for you, Captain.
Are you gonna salute every time you say something?
Of course! I'm an adventurer!
I'm ready to go!
I'm gonna stab his character.
I'm okay to go. That's from my contact fans out there. Alright.
I'll do as you wish, ma'am. Who's ready to fight? On guard! Anyway, that explains the swashbuckler a bit.
Candy. Alright. Let's get into it. No more fucking around, everyone.
Okay.
Stranger danger.
Oh, I totally forgot. Actually, I should have mentioned, if you'd like to catch up while we're doing the one-shots for the next couple of weeks, probably until January, I'd say, because that's when more people are available, so we're going to return to the main campaign at that time, most likely. Maybe late December, we'll see. If you'd like to catch up on the Cathora campaign, which you might have missed so far, we have a link down below to our YouTube channel over there, where all of our archive videos are. So you can go and check out not only my campaign, Rift Between Worlds, set in the world of Cathora, that we're going to be exploring again today, but also we have a lot of one-shots over there. I run quite a few, actually now, in the Cathora world, I think, one-shot-wise. We also have Lockie's campaign over there, Blissful Oblivion, set in the world of Planthera, which you can go and check out. We have Arban as well, that's Xander's campaign, and Connor's campaign, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So please do go and check those out. As well as some other social media links we have down there. Where's your salute? That's our thumbnail. It's just going to be all of us saluting.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Ready to rumble!
Oh my god.
I'm ready to go! Okay. Worlds cannot exist without stories. Mountains could not rise, trees could not grow. Great plains could not be cleaved in two to strike chasms through its core. Oceans could not crash against rocky shorelines. None of these things could happen without the legends that made them so. Cities cannot be raised without the tales of warriors that conquered lands, nor can magic cloak a realm in its shroud without the mysteries of storytelling that manifests it. Stories weave themselves so thoroughly through the fabric of lands, and none so ardently as Cathora. Its people live and thrive by the virtues and vices of legends. They laugh, they cry, they scream in outrage at the great heroes and beasts whose tales bring them the deepest of sorrows and the loftiest of aspirations. For many of Cathora's denizens, there are certain tales that remain just that. Stories told to entertain and warn children against the vices that may befall them in life. Whilst they believe in the gods that created the rise and fall of their lands, they do not believe in floating cities or horrific colossal beasts that lurk beneath the waves. There are some, however, that know that all of these stories are drawn from the life of Cathora, and all of them are true. These denizens, the ones with belief, often search the vast expanse of their plane to find these forgotten treasures and legends. One such tale that has persisted throughout aeons of Cathoran history is that of Ibardonna, the sunken city. The once great city floated high above the realm of Cathora through the unique magic of its denizens and the divine channel they had found themselves within. As the divine waged war against one another, and the cosmic colossuses that were revolting against their control, the great floating city was shot out of the sky, the impact causing it to ricochet into the now flooded plains of Orisen. It sank to the bottom of the ocean, thousands and thousands of feet below, where it met its final resting place. Despite countless years spent searching for the wreckage of this city and its survivors, Ibardonna was thought to be lost to time, and any citizens were lost to the undertow. It wasn't until many eons later that rumours began to carry on these seafaring winds, hinting that Ibardonna was perhaps even greater than once believed. The surviving denizens had rebuilt the city at the centre of the ocean, combining with underwater colonies that had lived nomadically since the creation of mortals. Now, the more adventurous to hear these rumours of sprawling underwater cities find themselves searching the vast expanse of glittering blue and green to find any hint of Ibadonna, the sunken city. This one-shot follows a group of people from all walks of life who find themselves searching for passage across the seas in the pirate island of Blightbath. Collectively, they all seek treasures buried beneath the waves, though their reasons for this potentially dangerous pursuit are varied. After a lifetime spent hearing the tales of the once great city of Ibadonna, which met its tragic end during the events of the Extinguishing, this group now seeks to find the sunken city. There have been rumours swirling around seafaring individuals that the ruins of Ibadonna are no longer that, ruins. It's believed by some that the great flying city has since been rebuilt where it had fallen, and sustains itself as a sprawling urban hub at the bottom of the sea. Some members of this group have found themselves in possession of a potential lead, believing that there is a key of some kind held by a fearsome beast that will grant them entry to the city of Ibadonna. For the rest of them, whispers have found their ears of individuals searching for safe passage to the city of Ibadonna. Now we move into our actual story. A shroud of inky black darkness falls over the realm. A stillness settles in the cracks and crevices of homes, stirring the creatures of Cthulhu to wakefulness. Wisps of faint white clouds drift across the surfaces of two moons, crossing the smaller face of a brilliant golden light and blotting out the much larger silvery surface of the primary moon of Cthulhu. Beams of light stretch out from Luron's hold, bathing the realm in a comforting silver hue. It just crests the underneath of a behemoth amalgamation, jagged stone and warped metal that tapers down to a point from where it is lifted off the ground, left to hang suspended above rolling green hills. Upon the surface of this landing, a vast city sprawls from edge to edge, rotating gently from where it hovers. Pristine white stone and golden wood are carved into intricate curved arches and rounded balconies that wrap around barrel-shaped buildings and soaring spires. Covered walkways are lined by symmetrical arches and ornate fretwork that bears curling vines and falling leaves from where they stretch in between buildings. A large, open bridge surrounds half of the town's perimeter, reaching from one enormous hall to another labyrinth of hallways and descending staircases to invite the denizens of this great city further into its hold. Though this may be a bustling cityscape in the golden rays of sunlight, it remains perfectly still where its denizens slumber peacefully, Luron's light watching over them. As enormous ribbons of red stardust hang suspended amongst clusters of twinkling white stars, a series of shooting stars seem to glide past. Red-hot tails of fire whip out from behind them as they approach the edge of the city, a beautiful sight to behold, had they been shooting stars at all. Misshapen spheres of infernal magma and molten rock swirl together angrily, debris flying off as it hurtles towards this slumbering, floating city. They begin to fly faster and faster, multiplying in number until they entirely block out the cloak of indigo that hangs in the sky. The first 10 to 15 missiles fly past the top of the city to slam into the colossal shape that rises from the very ground itself. This colossus of crumbling earth begins to mold itself into a humanoid shape, its features exaggerated and its face set into an image of pure fury. The roar it releases rips forward from its barrel-shaped chest, blasting the side of the floating city and shaking its foundations. Another onslaught passes, this time hurled at the city itself as the lumbering titan of Earth begins to push against the jagged rock, holding it above the ground. Shooting stars slam into the earth, sending fragments of white stone spraying upwards into the air and hurtling into the facades of buildings. People begin to sprint out of their abodes, screaming and panicking as they clutch their loved ones close. A wave of molten rock spills out over the craters left in the white stone, bubbling against the enormous hands of the creature gripping the sides of the city and pushing with all its might, leaning it down to one side. It releases another roar. Pieces of the stone foundation tumble thousands and thousands of feet to the lush, rolling plains below, now pockmarked and scorched with various craters and slowly cooling magma. The Titan releases another roar and pushes with all its might until the city dislodges and begins to shake again. Despite all of their efforts to salvage what is left of their city and to defend their homes, the mages turn with sweat dripping from their brows to watch as it falls around them. Spells fall from their mouths in whispers, trailing off their lips as they come to terms with its futility. The sound of clanging metal rings throughout the air as figures rush towards the claws of this creature, swords drawn. Molten hail rains from above, slamming into the stonework and rumbling the foundation again. The sea of inky black and indigo that once made up the peaceful sky has been consumed almost entirely by a wave of crimson, the blistering heat rising up from the besieged city. It begins to fall, thrown aside by the Colossus and pushed from its levitation hold. It begins to plummet, hurtling towards clear blue waters, lit only by the grazing of silver rays from the moon across the crests of waves. But our story for the evening begins in the pirate island of Blightbath with two Aarakocran individuals.
Bird.
Burbs.
Bird.
Lockie, would you like to describe your character for me first?
Yes. Kind of say like this short, like black and white bird, almost like a little peewee bird, with like this kind of long tail that's kind of spun out, and kind of like a little bit of feathers just kind of pointing up on its head, and it's like black and white front, almost looking kind of like a tuxedo, but just kind of inversed a little bit. He's got like a little belt around his waist with like a rapier and some knives on it, and a couple other little tools around him.
Nice.
And like a little beak. And a little pair of beady eyes. Like a very small little beak.
Excellent. Leo, would you like to introduce your character for us?
Probably a little bit taller than Lockie's character. You see, with lots of bright blues, reds, and greens, a rainbow lorikeet. Aarakocran.
Gay.
Gay bird.
Gay. Gay Lord. Gay bird.
Oh.
That's your new name. Gay bird.
Gay bird. Who is kind of wearing more free-flowing, like, robes rather than, like, a random shirt or anything like that. Also has a beak and eyes.
A beak and eyes.
Like what kind of beak? Like almost like a little pointy like Finch's beak.
Like
a lorikeet beak.
Curved one,
Lorikeet
yeah,
beak.
lorikeet
I am
beak. Do you have a picture of a lorikeet?
I have a little drawing that I did
Yeah,
of
nice.
a bird that
Oh,
no one can
slay.
see, but it's there.
We can see it.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
That's what I look like without colours.
Oh yeah, my character's name's Milton.
Milton, yep.
I am Olive.
I'm gonna cry. Okay.
It's a shade of green.
The two of you find yourselves gazing out from the deck of a rickety wooden ship, where before you lies a mosaic of colours, brilliant and almost effervescent in the way they whip around in the breeze. Sways of tangerine, deep, rich and royal purple, intertwine with turquoise fabrics that are stretched and pulled over certain parts of the city, acting like shade sails and covers over the front of buildings and lean-to stalls. This patchwork quilt of colours is almost garish, where it stretches up the side of a rocky cliff face, mixing patterns of light blue and white stripes with yellow and black diamonds that reach from one side of the city to the other across a narrow canal. Several flags of all different colours, shapes and sizes wave gently at the oncoming breeze, beckoning sailors and pirates alike to dock their ships from all different directions. A riot of colour that blasts out from a backdrop of lush green jungle and sparkling clear blue water. On the exterior, hundreds of heavy wooden docks branch outwards from the sea like fingers, grasping the same brilliant cerulean waters that lap gently at barnacle-covered posts and pull ships in that enter its hold. Docks of all different shapes and sizes accommodate the many vessels that may seek respite in its port. While some are built up out of the greying aged wood, the majority of the docks that fan out from the island glint in pristine condition, with dark and mid-toned redwood or the occasional glossy ebony wood. Within these docks, there are countless vessels currently in port, the larger ships obscuring the much smaller ships from view. The top of the docks themselves are absolutely alive and vibrant, with a hub of activity taking place. Left, right, and centre, people are bustling, moving barrels and crates to and fro, carrying supplies to restock ships, or wares to hawk within the city itself. One of the larger vessels in port, a man-of-war ship, has a group of men pulling a sail off the mizzenmast taut so that they can stitch it and repair it, whilst two men on the galleon ship opposite stand at the rails, lowering a member of their crew down on a wooden and rope swing so that he can hammer wood into the side of the ship to repair a gaping hole in its hull. Smaller scouting ships glide into the docks and lower their anchors, their deckhands shouting to one another as they pull ropes taut and hitch them to belaying pins. Laughter rings out from a galleon ship as one of the crew members topples over the side of the ship, a bottle of rum bobbing up and down where it floats in the water next to them. Shanties are being bellowed up and down galleys and spill outwards onto the docks below as crew members tie off ropes and furl masts, preparing vessels for repairs and restock. These docks stretch and curl over the base of the cliff, allowing harried deckhands to sprint from one side of the city to the other, darting into the inner portion of the city. The city itself is an awe-inspiring sight, with a clash of diverse colours, shapes, and materials that rise out of a cliff face and hang over the top of temperate waters. Your ship begins to glide forward further and further, finding rest at one of these surprisingly empty docks. Hundreds of wooden lean-tos and buildings of all shapes and sizes litter the sides of a jagged set of cliff faces that seem to rise out of the water itself like a colossus, intimidating in its scale and the spiked elements that jut out from it to ward off raiders. The island itself is almost bisected by a canal that runs throughout its centre, an arched bridge of stone spanning across the cavernous space in between the two halves of the island and permitting boats to enter into the raucous clutches of its denizens. Just visible beyond the crest of the cliff face, the singular volcano seems to soar upwards from where it's nestled within a dense, vibrant jungle. The buildings that line the exterior of this island seem to encompass it completely, with wooden stilts and carved abodes stretching across the rock on all sides. All different forms of construction and quality exist along this cliff face, as some appearing to be beautiful, dramatic, two-story buildings with ornate exteriors, whilst others are smaller, simpler wooden shacks, crammed in between two other buildings. A series of rope bridges and wooden walkways connects the vast majority of this island's buildings, with its most densely populated sections revealed through glimpses into the channel that opens up in between the rock faces. Small one-person vessels, dinghies and wherries zip in and out of ferrying people into and out of these interior channels, navigating floating barrels and boxes that are being propelled downwards into the water from these rope bridges. Each of these pieces of cargoes hits the ocean with a sending a torrent of water spraying upwards before they settle, bobbing up and down in the water to float, where they are collected and loaded into vessels. For you all, the two of you and the rest of the crew on the ship, you found passage to the pirate island of Blightbar to consort with an individual known as Isabeau, the Red Wraith, captain of the Mistress Mercury, who had recently had a run-in with a friend of yours, who is previously your captain for a time. This is Connor's character for when he might come back. I forget what his character's name was.
Connor send you a character already?
No, Connor hasn't sent me a character already, but from the pirate one-shot.
Okay.
I forget what the name was, I didn't write it down.
Gull?
No, Gull was the original pirate one-shot.
That was when Pop was captain.
Oh, the other
Talking
pirate
about the
one.
swashbuckler, if you remember. I should have written that down.
Absolutely
I apologize. But you had received word from your former captain that Isabeau might have some more information for you about how you can be transported to where they believe Ibardonna is. They triangulated the location, they worked out where it is, and they're taking a small crew out there in the oncoming days. And your captain has it on reasonable grounds that perhaps if you do them a favour, of which they haven't indicated what the actual favour is, they might take you with them to Ibardonna. You guys find yourself at the docks on the outskirts of the city, the ones that stretch like fingers outwards into the ocean. You guys are currently waiting for the actual plank, the gangplank, to be hoisted onto the dock itself so that you can dismount. But you have been told that the captain typically does find herself in the late evenings in the tavern. Where is it? Let me find my notes, everyone. I apologize. The Whiskey Rinse. The crew that you find yourselves traveling with now are really just transportation for you to get to Blightbath, as they were heading the same way from where you guys had come from. Your ship currently indisposed after kind of a pretty vicious run-in with a series of jagged rocks and spiky coral reefs, so it needs a bit of repair. What would you guys like to do?
Hey, Olive! What should we do first? I'm really excited. Have I told you I'm excited?
You're excited for this to find? Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited too.
Almost like not out how then Milton will like fly off the boat and land on the dock.
Not that excited.
What are we doing first?
Oh,
what are we doing
okay,
first?
I'm coming.
What are we
I
doing?
also is the plank put on there?
Yeah.
I walked down it with everyone else.
So, yeah, you can see that on the actual boat itself, like the deck of the boat, people are rushing to and fro. They're kind of furling the masts and hoisting sacks and heavy barrels onto their shoulders that they're passing down. Some of them are even rolling them down the gangplanks. So it takes you a little bit to get off as people are kind of unloading their cargo first. They very much seem not to want to let you dismount until they've actually finished their duties. So I'd say it takes you probably 2 minutes unless you pitch in to help. But you're just kind of like lingering there at the top of the
Oh yeah, I would have
the
like helped
gangplank.
grab stuff
Yeah, sure.
up.
Excellent. So you're helping out with...
Just give me a moment. I'll be there in a second. You know, I'm helping. They helped us get here, so
You pay them.
still nice to help.
yeah. So
We didn't die, so that's good.
you pass off one of these barrels to a kind of grizzled older gentleman who you recognize is the captain of this merchant vessel. It's not necessarily a pirate ship, so to speak, but it does frequently trade in and out of Blightbath. And that's where they take things like... Actually, roll me a perception check.
Oh fuck yeah!
Love a perception check.
I love perception checks.
You can roll one as well if you'd like, Milton.
Sure.
My perception checks are not bad on here. 16.
Also a 16, but I have a +0, so fuck you.
I have a +5.
Yo! Okay.
I percept.
So, as you're kind of helping to unload, some of these barrels sound like there's liquid sloshing within them. And you know that typically they would carry rum on their ships to ward off scurvy and other kind of diseases like that, as well as water. Some of them are to weigh down sections of the boat as well. For some of these barrels, they are similar in weight to the rum and to the water barrels that you've been passing off, but they seem to rattle faintly as they're being passed off to this grizzled older gentleman who you can see has actually lost his hand up to about the mid-forearm, and it's just kind of left with this kind of crude looking prosthetic that's really just an amalgamation of like jagged pieces of scrap metal that has been kind of fashioned into something that he uses like a little it's like a cord that you can see stretches underneath his I suppose underneath his open linen shirt that kind of stretches to the other thumb, and as he pushes down it kind of clinches around. It's very kind of very much I would say a crude prototype of the prosthetic. It doesn't seem to be as fancy as you guys might have seen before. But the barrel does seem to rattle, and he doesn't seem to indicate to either of you that there's anything untoward about the barrel. He is just going about his business.
So they're being passed down and off the ship?
Yep.
Is the barrel that rattled being passed anywhere different as it goes off compared to like the other ones, or?
No, so it's being sorted into the same pile of barrels that they've kind of set up on this. The dock that you've been brought into is not as, I guess, it's not as well taken care of as some of the others that you saw as you were gliding in on your boat to port. There are kind of sleek ebony docks, and there are these rich, intricately carved redwood docks as well that you can see some ships at. But you guys have been taken to kind of a rickety, like oak wooden dock that has bits of green algae that kind of crawls up the side of these posts and barnacles that cling to the underside. The water beneath it seems a bit brackish as well, and is kind of sloshing to and fro as people are kind of swilling around drinks and things in the like their tankards in the water to clean them out, kind of pushing them back over to the docks. But it seems like these barrels are being sorted towards the end of the dock.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna finish helping out and then finally come to Milton. He's
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I mean, just didn't see me like.
Milton is watching, is like almost kind of flying under the docks a little bit and chasing up like some fish and stuff.
Sure.
He's like watching fish and stuff
Are
from
you
above.
trying to catch a fish?
No, just
Okay,
watching him.
Just watching him.
He's just excited. He's like, wow, that's so cool.
And it's fish. It's got like rainbows and stuff. It's got spikes on it.
Yeah, we've seen them before. Like,
But that doesn't mean that it's cool.
okay. You know what? That's understandable. Sometimes I look at things and I think they're cool, and I've seen them before as well. So.
You see that canal? I want to go visit the canal.
Okay, but we also have other stuff that we need to do
Oh,
here.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a job to do. You know, we have places to be.
Yes.
Yes.
What time is it?
It's probably about early afternoon. I'd say maybe actually 11 a.m. So like 11 to 12.
I mean, like, we're literally like late night, right? Like,
Midday.
you know, like we could go do some other things.
We could. Were we given a description of Isabel?
You were, yeah. You were basically told that you would know her when you see her.
Okay.
But she frequently wears like a red leather tricorn hat. And a long red leather coat.
Slay.
And captain of the Mistress Mercury, right?
Yes, so she's the captain of the Mistress Mercury, which you know is quite a notorious pirate ship that has sailed actually for several generations of captains. It doesn't necessarily pass down the same family line, but it has been passed on to several different captains.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can go look at other places if you want, and then if we see her, we'll know that she's there because we know what she looks like. So you want to go to the canal? Is that what you want to do,
I
really?
mean, like, why not? We've got like a couple hours. Like, we could do something.
Oh, yeah, we
you
could-
want to do something?
We could run around and we could do something. That's so cool. We
That's
could,
other things,
yeah, we
yeah?
could do that. We could do, yeah, we could go run around and okay, let's go.
And I would just take off.
Sure.
I'm like just like hopefully following along. Oh my god, why am I going so fast?
So you watch as Milton kind of just winds up and it just sprints off.
Flies.
Flying?
Yeah.
You're flying off?
I'm a bird. I can fly.
Sure. Okay. You kind of soar upwards into the air. This gliding up above. You can see these people that begin to kind of stretch their heads up to see you pass. It's not necessarily a common sight here to see bird folk flying in the air. But you can see people are kind of pushing and shoving around each other, jostling underneath as they try and make their way off this dock. It seems like each of the docks in this particular quadrant is equally as busy, and all of them are unloading material. Some of them look to be crates filled with things like coconuts, mangoes, other different types of tropical fruit. You can see on the other side there's bundles and bolts of cloth and fabric. Some of the nearby sailors are unfurling their masts and are stitching and weaving these intricate patterns back onto these masts from where they've been ripped into. You do notice that there appears to be stacks of firewood on one of these docks that is being kind of set into a pyramid towards the end, the edge of the dock, and this smaller kind of hunched gnomish figure begins to like very, very carefully put them in a pyramid and seems to count each of the rows of the pyramid and sets them back down, and you pretty much fly straight over the top, and you hear a ah, and then fall back into the water with a they're kind of struggling and kind of trying to grip the side of the dock, pull themselves back up, and you can hear some of the nearby sailors kind of cackling, some of them pointing and laughing, and the pyramid has been completely toppled over. Some of the logs kind of floating in the water.
Could you imagine not being able to fly? Like, imagine how much that must suck being stuck with all those people.
I mean, yeah, that does
Like,
really
I
suck.
mean,
I would have flown off Milton.
I
I
assume
will
so.
say. That's like,
They're
oh
like
yeah, that does really
swinging,
suck
they're
like a
like-
little bit, yeah.
Why
like,
don't they have wings? Like, they've got wings. Why don't they have wings?
yeah, maybe they should like make some.
That's a good idea. We should make some wings.
Mm-hmm.
First inventors of the hang glider.
Bird people.
Paragliding. Such a fun sport.
Get wings.
in
It gets its
Kazora.
name from the parrot. It's a parrot gliding.
Let me write this down. You guys are heading for the inner canal.
That's where Milton wants to go. That's where I follow. Milton is like just aggressively flying
Yeah,
somewhere.
Milton kind of lets out like a happy warble.
Sure. So, as you guys are kind of soaring through the sky here, you make your way into this section that you assume is the interior. You duck underneath this enormous stone bridge where you can see all of these different boats that kind of zip in and out, these scouting boats, these dinghies that are kind of pulling the floating cargo onto their ships and heading off to what you can see are a series of like larger vessels that are all kind of lingering on the outskirts of Blightbath. And the further you enter into this canal, the more lively this interior becomes. Its channel gradually tapers into a large crescent-shaped bay, almost like a teardrop. Lining the warmer interior of this island, rickety wooden buildings jut out from the sides of the rock, held above the turquoise water by stilts and docks that reach outwards towards the boats that are gliding in towards them. A clash of wooden planks of varying colours and age has been scraped from boats to create these abodes. On the inside of these channels, The majority of the buildings appear to be old vessels that have been repurposed and affixed to the side of this cliff, with pointed sterns and curved hulls, almost barrel-like, pressed into the stone. Masts jut outwards from all directions as the sterns leak light outwards from the captain's quarters. The same patchwork quilt of bright colours and patterns bathe these channels in a revelry of shades, with all manner of different colours of wood and styles of ship being used as buildings now. Some figureheads can actually be seen as well, pressed into the side of the cliff or in pride of place upon vessels that opted to utilise the bow of the ship for their building instead. Kids are running up and down rope bridges whilst rowdy pirates swing from one side to the other on heavy ropes that some people use as a kind of pulley system to drop this cargo down. You guys narrowly avoid them and kind of spin almost so you're vertical and glide past them. You can hear these exclamations as they watch these two bird folk kind of flying high amongst where these ropes are. To the side, a large archway appears to be undergoing a transition to kind of house several buildings of its own, suspended above brilliant blue waters. At the base of a cliff, a building stands cobbled together with wood, pulled from the hulls of various ships into the shape of an enormous barrel. Deep, rich toned wood complements the colourful atmosphere of the city, with several banners and flags flying and flapping in the breeze on the top of the building. With a curved roof and large bands of metal wrapping their way around its exterior, the whiskey rinse, you now see, dominates this corner of Blightbath. Massive windows are coloured in a warm, slightly orange tinge, shaped like arches and portholes that peek outwards to reveal a mass of figures milling about inside, despite the early hour. Hanging above the large French doors, an animated sign immediately draws your attention. A refilling tumbler of whiskey swells itself around in the glass, creating a whirlpool, before draining itself and beginning the cycle again, appearing to possess an enchantment of sorts. Within the building itself, you can see as you get closer and closer to the doorway, a large group kind of occupying one of these spaces, pretty much the whole side of the building. You guys are still currently in the air, flying towards it. You can see just through some of these portholes and these open doorways that kind of seems to swing on its hinges as people are going in and out. And it seems like traffic, despite being kind of 11 approaching 12, these people are serious about drinking rum and having fun. You can hear laughter and revelry from within the building, and the slamming of tankards as people demand more. What would you guys like to do?
From the bit that we can see, can I see anyone wearing a red trigon hat?
You can roll a perception check.
A red coat. Fuck. 7.
Milton is enamored with the sign.
It's a cool sign.
I kind of like land on like a balcony or something. And just like look at it from the balcony.
Do you think Milton would have been in a large city before?
Probably. No, because
Probably.
Milton's been like around a bit,
Yeah.
but he's just very excitable.
Yeah. Would he have been in Rumbellion before, do you think?
Sure.
Sure. Well, these types of signs are actually very common in Rumbellion. Not so much in other parts of Wyladium, which you guys would know, but they are an invention from the Cardinal Triad, primarily.
It's a cool continent. Every single time I see those signs, like I'm almost like, wow, like those signs have wow factor, you know? Like you see them, whoa.
I mean, yes, they are pretty cool. We don't see them a lot, especially on the sea, so when we do get to see them, they are really cool. The fact that it just like goes on and on and on and it's doing it. Look, it's doing it again. It's redoing the loop
I
again.
can't believe we ended up
Turned
here.
chaotic already.
I can't believe like we ended up like here. Like we didn't even mean to be like here, but like we had to be here, and like I knew we had to be here.
I knew we had to see the sign. Because if we came in like the late evening, then we don't know if it lights up or not. How we were gonna see if we would be able to sit there and look at the sign like we are right now. We could sit here for hours if you want.
Oh.
Sitting for hours and looking at the loop.
Do we need to like go inside and look for that person? Like Isabel, right? Captain Isabel. Yep.
Yes, we could look for her. As like late evening is when she's usually there, but she might be there now. She might be there in the normal afternoon.
You guys are kind of perched on the edge of a jutting out crop here to talk and look down at the whiskey rins. And what you can see with a 7 is that there appears to be a very drunk older woman who stumbles out of the open French doors, kind of throwing them aside and hitting this younger gentleman who's about to enter, and kind of causing him to fall and tumble to the side as she stumbles and kind of sorry and kind of keeps on.
You know, like my old papa, you know, he used to say that that's a sad drunk.
Yo, no!
It's like too early to be like that.
Oh my god!
You know, he used to say like 5 o'clock's beer o'clock, but it's not 5 o'clock yet.
I mean, yes, people that get themselves drunk very early in the day are quite sad. It's kind of the waste of the day because then they spend the rest of the day drunk and then they can't do anything.
Do we need to do anything else for us to be here? I want a gun.
I mean, we could go look, or we could...
Can I afford a gun? I could steal a gun. Do you think they'd care if I stole? Do you think they'd try to shoot me if I stole a gun?
If they only have one gun and then you steal the one gun, then they can't shoot you with any other guns, can they?
If we take all of their guns, they can't shoot us with their guns.
Uh-huh, yes. Okay. we could try to steal a gun, or we could try and see if there's any... Why do you want the gun?
Why not? That sounds like fun. Just imagine, like, you're in a fight and then it's all of a sudden, pow, bang!
I mean, say, actually, you guys would probably have more money than regular starting equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon you guys have probably been on the sea for a little while.
How much do we have?
I'd say probably 200 gold.
Nice.
Total or in addition to the starting gold?
In addition to starting gold, why not?
210, let's
215.
I think that makes sense given that you are leading a life of piracy. I should have said that beforehand. My apologies.
Yeah.
I'd probably buy a gun.
Yeah. We could. We
Do you
could.
think they would sell a gun to me? You know, like there's some of the shops that are like selling to me because I'm like, apparently I badger them or something.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
silly because I'm not a badger. I'm a
You're
bird.
not. You're a bird. Yeah. I think it's because you talk really fast. Sometimes they get really scared about that. But
I get scared.
I
because
mean,
you
it's
talk.
quite intimidating sometimes. like imagine
This
someone
bird just screaming at someone.
like imagine you're just like peacefully trying to like read the book or something, and then someone like comes up and starts screaming at you and starts speaking really fast, and sometimes you're not able to understand what they're saying. Like if that happened to you, how would you feel?
I mean, like, I haven't met someone that's done it to me yet.
Neither.
Normally I win.
Uh-huh.
Like, I met some people that speak really quick, but like I speak faster than really quick, you know? Like I speak really, 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 really fast. You know?
Yes. I do know. I've noticed that a little bit, but that's what I love about you, so it's okay.
I don't know, but do you think a gun would help, like, you know, like respect and stuff? Do you think they would like stop like?
I
looking
mean,
down?
if you did point a gun at someone's head, they'd obviously respect you a little bit more if they didn't have a gun of their own.
Yeah, like something really clumsy about pulling out the short bow and trying to do it. It's really obvious, but like a gun's
Oh
fast.
yeah, like I have a crossbow and I just like pull it out and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, give me a second, let me.
Yeah, the gun's already loaded. Like, yeah, I can pull it, you like shoot me. You're like, oh, you're trying to threaten someone on the sea, and they're just like, ugh. I can't find like the rapier works alright, but something you put a bit of distance.
Or even no distance at all, like just put the gun like at their head, like that's quite scary as well. Well, we could go see if they have any guns, and like if they're scared of talking to you, I could speak to them for you about it as well. Like that's.
Is there like someone on their balcony nearby or anything like that?
Yeah, there are plenty of people that are kind of bustling about Some of them are actually within their homes that you can see from here because you guys are perched up quite high.
Yeah.
And you're looking down into the whiskey rin. So you can see that there are kids that are kind of running past between these rope bridges that stretch from one side to the other and kind of curl around the outskirts, and these people that are working, obviously, and throwing down these heavy barrels into the water below. Are you looking for any type of person in?
Yeah, I'll just take anyone that's in their own home on a balcony.
Sure. You can see that there is an elderly. You guys are kind of perched. Actually, you know what? Let me.
Can the old person spot the birds? This team they're talking about. I want a gun for respect.
So you turn and you can see actually that you come face to face with a port hole inside the side of one of these abandoned, like older, refurbished vessels that have been kind of attached to the wall. And you can see within an older kind of, the face is gnarled, but you can see a half-orc that's just kind of looking out in complete and utter surprise. You can see one of the eyes has gone milky white, and the other one is kind of squinting, looking at you, while the other one's just staring you dead.
Can I, like, knock on the window?
Yeah, you want to knock on the window?
Yeah.
You can hear and you see from beside him, he pulls out a sword, just kind of staring at you.
What do you see in there? What is it? Oh,
Don't you come any closer!
oh, there's a guy in there.
Waves are like the little puddle.
I won't take any of your magic shit here.
Can I have like a gun? Do you know where I could get a gun?
Is there like
A
a
what?
market or something around
To buy like a gun?
for guns?
Do you have a gun? Can I buy a gun from you?
No, I don't.
What is a gun?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. We don't have any magic stuff. We're here. We came up here cause the wings. That's how we came up here. We didn't use
I
magic.
like wave my feathered arm.
Yeah.
He's like, he seems like his brain is just imploding a little bit. Who are you?
That's Milton.
Hi, I'm Milton.
Nancy!
Who's
Nancy!
Mhm.
And he's kind of looking around behind him and just kind of wanders off.
Okay, I don't know who Nancy is.
Can I open the window?
What are you doing?
You might know where a gun is.
No, I think that we shouldn't go inside people's houses. I think that's bad.
You open the window.
Yeah.
Sure. You put your hand down and it's locked.
I look at the lockpicks around my head.
No.
Like wrapped around and say,
No, we're not going to do that because we're going to.
Because then I get arrested like it happened last time.
It did happen
The
last
guards
time you
brought
did
me.
that.
I
Yes.
just wanted to ask about where they got that nice furniture from. Currently, I'm not allowed to break in from the balcony. You've got to knock at the front door.
Yes, you should. And just because you knocked at the window doesn't mean that that was the front door.
To be fair, if you are a pirate and you make your living stealing shit from people, like, you can try and pick the lock.
We're not gonna steal from people. We steal from other people.
I am proficient at these two, you know. Mate, I don't think I'm an expert in these two.
Roll a perception check for me.
23.
You can hear him potting around inside calling for Nancy.
I don't think that he even has anything in there, honestly. I think he's senile.
Nancy! Come on, Nancy!
Oh, do we like go to a different window then and see if they know where a gun is?
We could go to a window and ask someone, or we could just look for it ourselves. Like, that could be a thing that we could do as well. You know, and then if we see it ourselves and then we steal it, then nobody knows who stole it because we didn't ask anyone questions except a senile old man. He'll probably forget about it afterwards.
Does it look like there's a presence of a town guard around that would stop us from stealing?
Roll. You can roll either a history check or a perception check.
History, because I get a +2 on that compared to a +0. Milton is surprisingly intelligent.
I'm trying, Milton.
Milton is not good at history, however, with a 7.
A 7, you have no idea. You've heard, this is your first time being in Blybar, but you have heard that there is a level of organisation to the group of pirates that you guys find yourself amongst now. So there are different hierarchies even within the ocean for when they sail. You don't remember hearing about a presence of a guard, but based on what you know of the organisation, you assume there might be. It's a possibility. It's not unheard of.
Like, where would we look for gun?
Where people sell stuff. They could be like selling a gun, or we could take it from someone that's not selling stuff. But also, I know that this is like really fun and cool, and sounds like something that is really, really fun and cool to get like a gun and steal it instead of paying for it. But also, how much chaos are we willing to make when we have to be here for a few more hours?
True.
Maybe we
Yes.
could steal a gun afterwards. Like, I don't know, what if we accidentally steal a gun from someone that's like friends with Isabeau, and then she's like, fuck you, I don't want to help you anymore, you know? Like, that could be a worry if we do something like that, because do we know anything about anyone that would sell guns here?
No, I've never been here. This is like first time. This is really cool though. Like, I love this ship.
Yeah, it's cool. So, like, what if we accidentally... What if someone's mean and then no one will help us get to where we need to go?
How do you think they got the ship up onto the wall?
Roll an intelligence check for me.
18.
An 18? You know, as soon as you kind of speak that out into existence, you're kind of thinking. And you can see that there are these really, like, robust pulley systems that are surrounding the town. Some of which you think might have been enough to carry up sections of the ship onto the wall.
That's really cool. Look at the pulleys. Look at the boats.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's how they get stuff up and down for the things.
So, like, do we go inside, like, the bar now? Or do we, like, you know, wait here and wait till we see her enter the bar and then we show up after?
Well, we
like,
could
really
go into
cool?
the bar. Maybe she'll already be there. Maybe there'll be like people playing games or something. And you can,
I love games.
and then you could go take their money by winning the games. You could do that. You
Pull
know?
out, pull out a knife.
Winning.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's cool. Just as long as we don't get kicked out before she gets there.
Maybe not winning.
Mm.
Although I am good at dice.
Oh.
Apparently I can be proficient at dice.
Proficient at oh yeah, you can. Yeah,
I don't know
dice-
how you can be good at dice, but you can be.
You're good at like rolling a dice to get what you want. Oh.
I'm good at putting them in my beak and just spitting
Oh
them out again.
my god.
I do. I like swallow them, but like I baby bird them back out again, and I win by just grossing everyone out of the chips by just throwing up on them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we could go in there. We could see. Yeah, we could go down. You want to go down?
I mean, why not?
I think it'll be important to like get like a layout of the bar and stuff.
That's smart. That's the thing the captain used to tell us. You know, you got to be prepared and stuff like that. And I never
Yeah.
was prepared. And then all of a sudden, you know,
Well, we're being prepared right now.
my lovely white was covered in red. That was really gross.
I'm going down.
I'm going down.
Sure, you're flying down to the whiskey rinse, are you?
Yes.
Milton will follow suit.
Sure. Roll me dexterity saves, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I never do well on these. Oh, okay.
I'm 11.
I got a 17.
Sure. Okay, both of these are just enough to succeed as you take off and immediately have to barrel roll out of the way of somebody swinging past on a rope swing, kind of calling out, "Watch where you're going, asshole!"
Oh,
So they can fly.
for limited amounts of time.
You watch as he's yelling over behind to you guys, and smacks straight into the stone. You can hear this.
Watch where you're going, asshole.
Wow. You're really bad at flying.
Ah!
I was like just over like 6 months, and I could do better than that.
You
Like
watch,
I just come out of that fucking egg, you know?
you watch as he begins to drop down, still attached to the rope, just swinging in pain and hitting the rock again. You hear this crunch just sounding out. This guy's not in a good way.
It's a shame for him.
Yeah.
We can't heal.
He's just kind of sliding down the side of this jagged surface of rock. Like these are, it's not smooth cliff face. It's like rocky and jagged. There are bits with spears kind of wedged into them so that they ward off raiders and things. And this guy's narrowly missed one and has just smacked straight into this like pockmarked rough stone. I rolled a natural one.
So like, how does thrusting work? It's not like a flying fox, is it? Where it's like a cable that you slide down. It's like
No.
like an Indiana Jones kind of rope swing.
Yeah. So you attach it to one point. Usually there'll be like a. Do you know in Tomb Raider how they have those?
Like a wooden post that sticks out or something.
Yeah, and then there's like rope attached to it. So this is like a weighted rope. So they have like a hook on the end, like a butcher's hook or something to hook certain parts of cargo. There are all different like types of these ropes. But that is generally the configuration of it as it's kind of spread across these.
So this guy is like standing on a hook and it's just impacted into a wall and is now being slowly dragged down the rock face by the hook.
Kind of, yeah. So he's not necessarily standing on the hook itself. He's put his foot into the curved part of the hook. Like they're massive. They're probably about this big, the hook. So he's put his foot in there. He's kind of launched himself forward. And there's a platform that he was aiming for, which he missed and is kind of impacted with the side and is now sliding down the face to get to another platform beneath it.
Can we like help him or like just kind of? I think it's worth
He's
it.
getting there. You can see he's just
He'll be okay, I think. I mean, I could try and help, but if I have to like lift him up, I think I'll break my wing. -1 strength.
no heavy lifting here.
I'm fast as fuck, but
I cast fireball and run away. No, not now.
you're the drone strike.
Actually, I have a spell that could do.
Magic missile, except it's all just small little
See.
blade fireballs.
If everyone like clumps themselves together, ice storm, try and strike them all. From the air.
I think I can literally swoop in, make an attack on someone, and fly off.
You swoop in, you leave. Ice.
Yeah, because I didn't have to take a disengage action. I can just be like, I make an attack. They can't make an opportunity attack against me, and I fly off with a dash.
See, I do that. I cast a spell and I fly off.
You don't have to fly away. You can just stand in the air and be like, viable. Fuck.
But if I'm close to them.
Horrible.
Birds.
Birds.
Verbs. Yeah, verbs. Okay,
Alright, so
you
I'll
guys
go.
are heading down to the whiskey room.
Yeah, we leave that guy.
Yeah.
That's his fault. He was mean to us.
Yeah, he's sliding down the wall. Ah! It's just impacting. And eventually, as you guys are like almost touching down in front of the whiskey rinse, you can hear this ah! As he presumably must have hit something to hurt himself even.
God, he really is shit at flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's shit at flying. You guys touch down in front of the whiskey rinse, kind of, people around you are exclaiming in surprise as they see you just kind of next to them.
Hi.
Where did you come from? What
The
the
air.
fuck?
Wings. Wings.
No wonder why they don't have wings. If that guy's an example, they're all shit at flying.
Yes.
He kind of looks down at what you see is like he flashes like a holy symbol and things. oh my god. And then seems to hurry away.
Do I recognize the holy symbol?
A roll a perception check.
I roll a religion, yeah.
It's an 18.
An 18.
Crit fail.
Your rolls today, what's happening?
Some are good, some aren't so good.
Let me get up my...
Which one is it?
Let me get up my holy symbol list.
I need to know.
I need to
This is
know.
important for Leah. Not the character. The character doesn't care, but I care.
You can see... Oh my god, what the fuck? You can see what appears to be a small pyramid that seems to contain a series of... The pyramid itself looks a little bit serrated on the edges. It doesn't look even necessarily. And you can see the center actually has what appears to be a circle of arrows. So it creates like a continuous loop, like a cycle. And what did you get for your...
Total 6.
This could be anything.
Do
The
I?
6, it's definitely a more obscure god.
Oh.
Not one of your... You think you recall it still being part of the Prime Pantheon, but it's not one like Kazma or Luron that's really common.
Who the fuck would Melting Bush have a +5 in religion?
Chivot, of course. What do you mean?
I say Melting gets Chiva energy.
Sure. I
Our
mean,
Lord and Savior Chivot.
the standard one for a lot of pirates and sailors is Kavan, who's the goddess of the seas, the ocean's depths, tides.
Is there a god of adventure?
The closest I would say probably would be... I mean, it depends on what part of adventure you're thinking of. There's, like, battle.
Like the boyish excitement adventure.
Sure, so maybe more like a freedom type of thing. Or like a...
It's a god of hyperactive children.
Chivot.
Cheaper.
Okay, it's a Chiva.
Sure, I mean, Curiosity, if you want to go with Curiosity,
Actually,
there's
yeah.
Azanitas, who actually is birdfolk. kind
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Milton
she
worships
is the,
as it is.
Yeah, she is the goddess of wisdom, knowledge, and curiosity. It's just me as a god.
Slay.
Yeah.
Would I recognize this?
Yeah. You can...
Is that horse or cat?
Imagine horse.
Who knows?
Cat.
Cat.
Cat. I had cat today.
A cat boy?
Oh yeah, that's because horse is on the floor here.
You had a cat today?
I pet the cat today.
Oh, I was...
Horse is in my room.
Why would I say that?
I don't know.
Why?
That's why I was traumatized.
Why would I say that?
I was traumatized.
Why?
Also, this is a really side note for everyone. Look at the bruise that I somehow picked up on my forearm.
You don't know how you got it?
No.
Did you like? What
I must have
do?
smacked into something. It's pretty bad.
I don't know if
Huge.
actually I didn't get bruised my chest. I dropped a box of Gatorade on my chest at work.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you have to file an incident report for that?
No, it didn't damage anything.
At work, they make us file an incident report for literally everything. A friend of mine had a paper cut once at work and filed an incident report for it.
Yeah. Well, to be
If
fair,
I had to file an incident report for every paper cut I got at my work.
Yeah. Leah works in print.
I print things.
yeah,
Paper
my
cuts.
work, I would
roll
be the
a
one
religion
that
check.
would have to worry about that. So I don't do it.
Yeah.
I once ripped the nail off one of my fingers and I didn't even know what to do as an incident report. Yeah, I trapped it in between bits of chipboard
Nice.
because I was building a wall and I should not have been because I'm not qualified.
Double nice.
Oh, that's not safe.
To be fair, I repaired the doors in a cigarette cabinet once.
Yeah.
That's because we couldn't be fucked waiting for like a trade to come in and tighten screws.
Yeah.
I was like, give me a fucking screwdriver.
I'll do it, yeah.
Okay. I mean, at work we do the similar thing, but we're just like fixing machines, so we just click buttons until it works.
Yeah.
So we don't
Yeah, I
accidentally
was doing
die.
manual labour, like
Yeah.
building a fucking wall.
Yeah, that's
dark.
That's
Join the CFMEU.
Oh, yeah. I was not qualified to be doing that work, but I built, like, a desk, like a table, like a counter. I built a wall. I rearranged the entire fucking store.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That was a lot. I was not qualified for any of it.
Anyway,
A
What are
12
we doing?
on my religion.
A 12? I'll say because you actually got a good look at the symbol. You notice that it is for Isaacon, which is the god of excess, fortune, and indulgence, who was previously a member of the Nameless Few, but actually defected basically and joined the Divine Barrier.
See, it is possible. It'll happen.
that boy doesn't hate Chivo. That boy just wanted, the approval of his god before going to do anything else.
Oh no, that wasn't meant to be mean. That's just me being like, yes, I can do it.
Yeah,
Unless the god of trickery is tricking you.
No, he's not.
he could be. You
No,
never
he's
know.
not.
That would be a merciful DM player, I must say.
It's okay. I've already thought about it. I've already cried over it like 3 times. Don't worry about
Good,
it. It's
good. We cry in person. No, she don't.
fine. No, I think about these things and I cry to myself. I'm like, why are you thinking this? Stop.
Why are you thinking this?
Stop it. It's okay. It's not gonna happen. Everything's fine.
I want to love him.
He's so wholesome.
He is so wholesome. He's just a good boy, a good crocodile boy.
A little bit too good.
He's had a lot of time to
wholesome.
think.
He's
in
had
a
to deal with an
pocket
edgy teenager.
A lot of time
Yeah,
to
literally.
ruminate.
Yeah, he's literally like Nadria in the early years of the Chiva, like,
Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate you.
yeah.
A lot of time to obsess.
You're so stupid.
I hate you, Dad.
You ruined my life.
Yeah. That's the vibe. Yeah, you recognize Isaacon is pretty common for pirates to worship Kavan. This is the goddess of sailors and mariners, like literally. And she is thought to bring them good fortune. But not in the same way that Isaacon brings like plentiful bounty and good fortune. So pirates are typically split into subsections. So there are pirates overall. This is my pirate lore, guys.
I'm so excited.
There's the kind of group of pirates, right? And this is things that would be known to you guys. Who are split into several factions. So you have those that are purely seeking bounty and are typically disliked by the vast majority of other pirates, and they kind of are just treasure hunters. So people who will raid other ships or go to nearby islands where there are settlements and perform raids and things there. So they're the ones that are typically springing to mind for most of the landlocked individuals who don't seafare when they think of pirates. There are some that are pirates specifically for finding knowledge of the deep sea, things like that. So they go out on little expeditions and things like that, and they recover treasure, of course, while they're down there, but they're really just kind of looking to gather information, and typically they'll be affiliated with the Little Ocean Inquisition, and they will perform skirmishes and expeditions for them. And then you have your all-around kind of adventuring pirates who,
One Piece.
yeah, who will sometimes plunder if they need to. Other times they'll do smuggling jobs and things like that. Some of them will go to different temples and different islands and things like that. They'll explore those sort of your basic divisions of the pirates. And Isaacon is usually for the ones that are obsessed with bounty and accruing wealth.
Slay.
Pirate law.
Slay.
There's plenty more where that came from.
Man of the tavern.
You guys can enter the tavern,
Yes.
yes.
Do I see someone wearing a red hat?
Roll a perception check for me.
I'm so perceptive.
You can see within the building itself that a group of...
9.
You can see within the building itself that that group of figures that you'd spotted through the window is clustered around a pockmarked, well-worn tabletop that is coated in various stains of all kinds and kind of stretches from one side of the tavern to the other. There's booths along the back, and there's little stools and things in front. It's kind of like a buffet table. Denizens are kind of pushing and shoving around them, bumping the table as they move past to get to other sections of the tavern. There are some smaller rounded tables that each kind of seem to be in the same, I guess, the same state as this longer one. Maybe not quite so pockmarked with various different like chips in it, and you can see there's a knife embedded into the center of one that seems to kind of spear through a stack of cards. As they push past, these people kind of cause these tables just screech backwards, and you guys are kind of weaving around people, and there are some that are jostling you and kind of shoving you from behind. One of them impacts your shoulder, Olive, and you can feel them kind of brush past and go, "Sorry about that, I'm just making my way through. My apologies." And they kind of go past, bumping into several different people.
Can I make sure nobody's stealing anything from me as they're bumping their
Sure.
way through? Like-
Roll a perception check. Please.
Can I get the help action?
Yeah. You're gonna check your pockets?
Yeah, I have money. That scares me. That help sucks. An 11.
An 11?
I rolled a 6 and a 3.
You feel your pocket, and you didn't count the coins individually. They seem to all be there.
Okay.
Same for you.
Okay. I would just like to, if it's like really busy in this tavern, I just want to like be alert and aware
Sure.
of stuff being
Actually,
stolen.
does the
from me.
alert feat help at all with me?
You'd have to read out the alert for me specifically.
You get a +5 bonus to initiative. You can't be surprised when your conscious and other creatures don't get advantage of attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you.
I feel like observe it.
I
might
was
be
gonna
something
say,
Yeah.
I think observant is more accurate. Alert is more for
Encounter them.
yeah, it's kind of like you're a spring coiled to launch an attack more than observant, where you're watching literally everything and reading people's lips and all that shit.
Milton is a spring.
Yeah.
It's the person.
You guys are finding you rolled a 9?
Yeah.
You don't see them in the tavern.
I don't think she's here yet. I see her.
What?
As a point, you guys have been told that she usually comes in the late evening.
Yes.
So
What do we do? What do we do? Do we just like sit down? Do we like just wait?
I mean, I told, we spoke about this like 5 minutes ago, yeah? Do you remember about it? Do you remember what we spoke about? Come on, you can do it, you can do it.
Lay of land. See, just see in case. Gun. Okay, there's 3 things.
Yeah, we could still get like a layout. We could speak to people if they know any more information. You could ask people about guns here.
Can I pull us out like a random person?
yeah,
Hey, do you know where we could get like buy a gun?
John.
A gun. And like gunpowder, bullet, point.
Oh, a hand cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an outfitter, I suppose, of some sort of note in the market square. You might be able to find what you're looking for there. Pull the drowned man. You won't miss it.
Thank you. Guns a drowned man.
He kind of scurries off.
Goodbye, friend.
Do we need a gun? I want a gun, but do we need a gun?
Stop it.
I'm not doing anything.
Stop it.
I'm not doing anything.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop licking.
Stop licking it. Stop licking it.
Stop licking the
Stop
damn
licking
thing.
it.
Oh, okay.
You licked a spider. A dead spider.
Stop licking the damn thing.
Stop licking the damn thing.
I never licked it in my playthrough. I need to do that. When we play,
Mistakes can still be overruled,
yeah.
rewritten.
When we play, I'm gonna lick the spider.
Stop licking it.
Well, if we have the extra time, we can go there if you really want it. If that's something that you want.
mean, like, I want, but it's like not like a super need, you know? Like, I mean, it could be helpful, but like also like, you know, a magic sword could be kind of nice as well. Or a bomb.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just distracted, like the eyes looking for just as I mentioned bomb. Bomb.
Yes. Or we could. I don't know, speak to people, see if they know about anything that we could do to help to get to Ibatona, or we could go shopping. It's up to you, really. You get really excited, and like if I leave you in one place and you don't want to be there, then you'll like just start like you'll start losing it, and you'll just really need to leave, and then you like.
Yeah, I like to be. It's good to be moved. It's good for the circulation.
Yes, I move too all the time, but
You could theoretically, I mean, you could do both. Right? You could go shopping, and then you could do a little scouting thing if you wanted.
yeah, we could.
And maybe get some information. See what kind of supplies people are buying, or like maybe what the favor might involve.
Yeah.
Or we can find out we can see if we can find her ship at the dock, and then just ask her to help.
Or we could go straight to that ship, yeah.
Hmm? Up
If
to
she's
you
there,
guys.
we don't know.
We've got an advantage of like normal people. We can just like fly above the docks until we see it. Do we know what it looks like? I mean, we know its name, but like we don't know what it looks like.
Do we know what it looks like? Will we given a description of what the ship looks like at all?
Not necessarily beyond
Well, we could ask someone.
the Mistress Mercury.
Can I go to the barkeep?
Yeah.
Hi,
Do you know what the Mistress Mercury looks like and like where it would be?
You see an older human woman. She's probably actually not that old. She's probably within the range of like 40 to 50. She has this kind of this head of golden ringlet curls around her. She looks very sweet, very kind of girl next door. She's got a scarf kind of tied to push back her hair from the front. And she's wearing this kind of smattered apron with various different like grease stains and like liquor and alcohol stains that she kind of brushes her hands off on. Well, I wouldn't know too much about the Mistress Mercury, but there have been a series of ships that have come in some of our more notable ports for members of the Concord. You're more than welcome to have a look down at, those ones for the Mistress Mercury. I haven't heard that she's been in recently. Perhaps she only just docked.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all you wanted to ask?
You're very welcome. Was there anything else I could do for you?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. That's really helpful.
Well, you're more than welcome.
Yes. Are we leaving? Where are we going?
I guess so.
Oh my
Bye.
god. Yes, bye.
Goodbye. She kind of spins around like you can be confused and heads off to another table.
Chaotic. Bird.
Bird.
You guys are heading down to...
What? Yeah, so
Yeah.
are we gonna go to the ship?
I mean, I would like to just get the favor done with. The sooner we're off, the better, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm really excited to see this Ipadonna. It sounds cool.
It does sound really cool, yes.
I don't know how well flying goes under the sea.
Not good.
Oh,
Under the sea.
You can't fly under the sea.
it is.
You also can't breathe. It's
Okay.
okay. You can breathe. Don't worry. I can make you breathe.
Sounds like a threat. I can make you breathe.
I can make you breathe. I made you breathe. I can stop making you breathe whenever I want.
God damn. So you guys are heading to the docks?
Yeah, I assume that we're flying to see if we can see.
Let me get my notes up.
Let's.
Notes. Oh.
Woo! Ah!
Okay. My God. You guys are heading down to the docks again. Are you flying there? Of course. So you do it super quick.
Yes.
Birds.
Yeah,
We also gonna get pickpocketed. Yeah.
True.
We may have been pickpocketed in the thing.
I can pickpocket back.
Okay.
I've got pretty good.
You can do that for us.
I will
I'm
plus
lazy.
10.
I have
Easy.
+2.
I also have +9 in persuasion.
Oopsies.
I'm good at talking to people.
I have +65 actually, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's a good stat. I mean, pretty mid, but like good. You know.
Yeah, you know, I didn't like min-max my stats, but I do have a +65 in sleight of hand.
Yeah. I just have the ability to just take everything from their body, like
Yeah.
just leave them nude in the street, and there's just no idea.
You guys take off, soaring again, weaving in between the rope bridges that swing to and fro. You can see the guy is still just fuck!
You really are bad at flying.
You said you pass him, and he's just kind of staring up. You can see his face is bloody and his nose is kind of like.
Is he on a platform yet, or is he just like?
He is. He's lying back on the platform, just.
Is anyone else around him?
Huh?
Is there anyone else around him?
Yeah, you can see there's somebody who's kind of crouching down next to him, like the hands over the chest to make sure he's doing all right. But you guys fly down to what you assume are the more prestigious docks. These ones are, like I mentioned, of ebony or redwood. Is there one in particular that you're aiming for?
One with pretty ships. I don't know.
And they both have.
Is there a
Pretty
harbor? Is there an area where the harbour master would be?
There is a dockmaster shack, yeah. It's actually enormous compared to some of the other places that you guys have docked before. You assume just because of the sheer volume of ships that come in and out of Blybath, they need to be kind of on the ball.
Is there a balcony that could say skip the queue?
No.
Oh, it's an open window.
Roll a perception check for me with disadvantage.
Disadvantage for a +0. You're not used to this. That's like a 9, which is kind of depressing because it was a 19.
Oh.
A 9. You can see that this is a multi-tiered building, and there are those same colourful awnings, these shade sails that kind of stretch over the top of windows, and beneath them you can't really see whether or not the windows open. You can just see that they all look out towards the ocean to check which ships are coming in and out and who's going where, basically. But yeah, you can't see an open window, but you can see that there are people that are bustling around in the space. So there are some that appear to carry like heavy ledgers with them, these leather-bound ledgers and tomes, and others appear to just have like rope slung across crossbody, kind of like like a satchel or something, like a crossbody bag. They're kind of stretching between the shoulder to the hip. And there are some that are carrying bolts of fabric and things. There's a younger woman who's kind of got a bundle of what appear to be staffs. So, like these quarter staffs, some of them are more intricate than others. Has a bundle that she's kind of leaning on with a hand on her hip, kind of seeming impatient. She's like tapping her foot a little bit, kind of looking around the space. But yeah, unfortunately there's no windows that
Can
you
I
can use to
land near one of the people within the giant leather tomes?
Sure. You touch down next to a kind of almost like a youthful babyface individual, like no real like chin stubble yet or anything. They've got all of them with these ledgers are dressed in kind of a uniform manner, but they're not like, I wouldn't say that they're necessarily given an actual uniform. They just appear to be wearing these heavy coats that are a bit patchwork. Some of them have different like coloured patches over the elbows. Some of the holes in the jacket like clustered around pockets and things like that, where you can see various rips and tears. They all seem to be made of leather, but varying different shades of leather. And other than that, they usually will wear typical, like, linen shirt attire. Some of them will, if they're older or perhaps more better paid, maybe we should say, they'll wear things like vests and little ascots and things like that, bandanas and things around their necks. But the individual that you kind of drop in next to is kind of like a heavily sweating, kind of portly individual who's looks relatively young, like I said, no real stubble, but wearing like a heavy black leather overcoat with the kind of tall collar around the back of the neck, and you can see like sweat stains along a really light grey shirt. Hello, how can I help you?
Hi, we were looking for, wondering if like the Mistress Mercury has that arrived in port. Is the Mistress Mercury here?
And he kind of flicks through and it's kind of gone to somewhere in his ledger. Yes, I think it's coming probably. And he kind of maybe yesterday late evening.
Where is?
Where?
Oh,
Please.
he kind of is. He's searching through, probably on the Lightless Wharf. And he points to the direction of what you can see is like the sleek, shadowed, like ebony wood dock.
The name, is it on like the side of the ship? Easy to spot, you know? Like, really easy to spot?
Like just written there for us to read. 'Cause
They wouldn't have like convenient sky writing or anything like, you know,
Yeah,
like, just,
very
like,
Well,
the name
you'd
of the
probably
ship.
be able to see it anyway. Like, it's kind of a big deal around here.
Okay. Yes, it's a really big deal. Yes, we know that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Alright, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Great work. Good job. So proud of you. Okay, let's go.
Takes up
And
again.
he kind of just like turns to the next person and is like, "Yeah, how can I help you?" You guys head off.
Yes.
As you're kind of soaring above, you can see the crowd's kind of thin out here, and everybody who is on this dock is like relatively well dressed compared to the other docks that you'd passed. The Lightless Wharf is a bit cooler than the other docks. It's not in direct blaring sunlight, and all of the ships here seem to be in immaculate condition. No repairs really are being done, other than to sails and things like that you can see. But typically the ships in this section are men of war, so it's a man of war ship section. But you can see there's like an odd galley or two. And a lot of the passers-by and the deckhands don't appear to be in as bad condition. Like, all of their clothing doesn't seem to be ripped. It seems to be well worn for most of them, but they don't seem to have the same kind of stitching through their various different holes and things like that. Their pants don't seem to have like the leather patches over the knees or anything like that. There's no tears in any of their clothing at all. And their shoes seem to be in relatively good condition, if not well worn, but oiled more regularly, you think, than other leather shoes or boots. As you guys pass by, I'll get you both to roll a perception check for me.
Stop rolling with that dice. It likes the number 9,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
like a lot. Like there's been a lot of 9s.
Yeah, I think that's your third one, is it? Fourth, maybe?
I rolled a 6, so that's an 11.
There's a lot of ships around here. It's really quite hard to spot the Mistress Mercury. So I'd say it probably takes you about 10 minutes of just circling to try and find this ship. But eventually you can see a smaller vessel on one side. And on the other side, one that appears to be elongated and a bit jagged compared to the smooth curves of most of the hulls that you passed on your way here. It is a colossal 3-masted galleon ship that seems to dwarf even the surrounding men of warships that are next to them. It's intimidating in this kind of visage of dark wood against the stark, clear turquoise of the ocean. There are accents of silver that line the boat itself, and the figurehead of this ship appears to be a woman, very, very beautiful, who has a large spear stabbed through her heart. Both of her hands kind of clutching it. And she, her mouth open in anguish.
So consider it. They've got a little landing perch for us.
The masks themselves are a deep crimson in colour, and they seem to be kind of... there doesn't seem to be any repairs that have been made to these sails. They appear to just be perfectly pristine crimson red sails. The actual ship itself, like I said, it seems a bit jagged and certainly streamlined, but it's got this kind of warped, elongated look to it.
Do we land on the ship, or do we
No,
land
why?
on like
No,
approach
we
by the
shouldn't
jet?
land on the ship. If we land on the ship, then they might be like, "Oh my God, why are you landing on our ship?" We should land like on the thing and then walk up.
As you guys are talking, you can see when you get closer that there is in a really elaborate cursive script the name Mistress Mercury.
I think we know the right place.
Okay, yeah, we're at the right ship,
Do
so
we
we should
land
land on
on-
the dock and then walk up nicely. And
Do we walk up, or do we wait for them to let us on?
oh no, we'll walk towards the ship, and then they'll be like, that won't
They
see
land
us.
directly in front of the gangplank.
Oh my gosh, okay.
You're landing on the
In front of the gangplank on the dock.
Sure, you can see that there are not too many deckhands around, and in fact there are none on the dock itself. You can see that there are some that are dotted around the deck, but none on the dock. The gangplank itself appears to be kind of half raised, so it's not actually touching down to the dock either. You presume to stop people from just climbing up onto the ship. But as you touch down, you can see the edge of a figure's head. It's kind of, and then ducks back down, pokes over the top of the rail.
I think there's a person up there.
Hello.
Hi.
We saw you already. We've already seen that you're there.
Can we come on the ship?
Well, maybe talk first is a good thing to do first than just coming onto the ship.
Can we talk to your captain?
Or to you first.
Oh, you, I guess.
I mean, I don't know if your captain's here, but if they are, I would like to speak with them too.
Hi,
Hi,
I'm Milton.
I'm Olive.
The figure, you can see, you can hear movement, and there's kind of rustling, and then there's whispering. It's really loud, forceful, that you can hear it on the dock. You can hear this kind of lumbering as
That sounds dramatic.
you can see the figure this emerging from within the captain's quarters. You can see a towering half-orc man standing about 7 feet. His hair is black and shaved at the sides, but long enough on top to kind of be pulled back into a top knot. Some of the strands are kind of intricately braided with some sort of white ribbon incorporated into the actual braid itself. He has a full beard that reaches about halfway to his chest. Prominent, sharp white teeth are on display, lending themselves to the serious, almost angry countenance of this man's permanent scowl on his face. He's dressed in a sleeveless white tunic with a deep V, and dark trousers, and you can see the bold line of tattoos which run up both of his arms, up his neck and kind of across his chest. The muscles in his back and arms ripple as he throws 2 barrels overhead back onto the ship, and then pivots back towards you and kind of jumps down the distance of the gangplank, easily clearing it and landing like right next to you guys with this heavy.
Got good at flying. The other human, the other like 2 that guy saw wasn't good at flying. He once turned into a wall.
Oh, thank you. All right, lads, ladies,
Birds.
people in
Birds.
between,
Birds.
birds. Sorry. I really didn't mean to offend anybody. Honest, my sister is really kind of into them books and all that, and she says, be better at me inclusive language.
Yeah.
That's a good goal.
That's really good.
My vocabulary,
I struggle with that word as well. It's a big word.
vocabulary.
Good job as well.
I don't know. I mean, you live for so long, there's always something new to learn, and it's like, how am I meant to keep up with all of this in it? And I'm trying, but sometimes I make mistakes, so I'm sorry, birds.
Birds.
Birds. Yeah.
Bird people. Birds? Just birds.
Birds work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, well, I didn't want to offend nobody neither, so what can we do for you?
We were told that we should talk to Isabel about a favour that she wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, we are looking for passage on a ship to, there's like gonna be a group that's going towards Iportona, and we were told by our captain that Isabel is looking for us to do something for her in exchange for a place on said ship.
We're helpful. We can fly. Very
Mhm.
helpful.
That too.
Who's your captain?
Insert Connor's character's name.
Yeah.
I don't know the name.
Yeah,
I logged out of this D&D Beyond again on my iPad.
I don't think I wrote it. I don't think I wrote it down in this book that I have here. I don't think I took it with me. No, I don't think so. Okay, well, Insect Connor's captain name. Anyway.
Slay.
Yeah, alright. I was told that some of you might be moseying over here some point. Let me go and tell the captain. Weirdly enough, you actually haven't been the first people that I've seen today asking for a favour.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll be back. And he kind of just pulls down the gangplank with one arm and just kind of swings himself up onto the boat.
Okay. We'll wait here.
Should
Yeah,
we,
you do that.
should
And
we
you
be
can-
worried about other people?
We could just kill them.
You watch just these 2 hands kind of appear and then this head. You see these, like, the tops of, like, yellow eyes. Just duck down again.
Thank you for calling someone to come down.
Can I fly up to see what it is? I'm not gonna land on the ship. I'm just gonna fly vertically upwards,
Sure. Next to the ship?
just from like the docks. And like, I'm not gonna fly like directly into the ship. I'll like take off and then just go up vertically, just so I can look onto the like actual dock,
Sure.
like the front top of the ship.
You and kind of settle yourself up into the air, and as soon as you kind of get up several feet to become even with the actual deck of the ship itself, you can see a smaller figure kind of huddled down in a black coat, kind of over the head. Who's kind of looking out onto the dock. But you can also see somebody from the crow's nest that just kind of knocks an arrow and points it down. Back down! Back down!
Why are you up there?
I want to see what the thing with
We
the
said
eye
we were gonna
was.
wait here. We're gonna go back
Roll
down
a
on the
perception
floor.
check for me.
12.
You can't see much more than like the small figure.
Okay, I'll land on the deck
Come back
again.
down.
But like, what the heck was thinking with the eyes? That was weird.
I know. Well, maybe if we do the favor and stuff, we can ask about it. Okay? Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. We're gonna do that instead.
I feel like I shot my wisdom in instance at some point.
So sad.
I should do that too. I should swap mine.
Oh well.
You guys are waiting for maybe about 5 minutes. The figure just kind of, like, on the deck, just kind of up and down, like, poking their head up. Not too much more than you can see, like, any detail, just, like, the tops of yellow eyes. As if they're checking that you're still there. And you can hear the of the door. And then heading up towards you. And you can see before you this lithe and lean younger woman with this thick mass of curly black hair that is kind of tucked behind the ears, and underneath a red leather tricorn hat with a peacock feather, and what appears to be a card of some sort that you can just see at the very front of this hat as she kind of moves it up and then looks towards you. There's a kind of grace and fluidity about her movements. Very, very light on her feet. And she seems to move with confidence. The long red leather coat, the high collar, and silver accents kind of around its hemline swishes about her as she seems to hold her hand on a rapier at the side. Not a rapier, sorry, a falchion at the side. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh, I was about to go twins.
There's no other embroidery on this coat, and as far as it goes, it's actually relatively understated in terms of some of the more elaborate coats and things that you've seen for various pirates that you've encountered. She wears pristine but rather simple clothing, like a black, lightweight shirt. It's not necessarily ornate by any means. And like the figure that you'd seen before, she also has like thick, bold lines of a tattoo that you can just see beneath the like open, almost like boat neck collar that she's got. And this kind of, what's it called? A corset kind of around that's attached at the front. And she leans up against the entrance of the boat where the two railing on the side converges. Hello? How can I help you? I
Hi.
was told you were looking for me.
Yes, we were told that if we did a favor for you, we could join your voyage to Iberdana.
Ah, Iberdana.
Sounds so cool. I always want to visit an underwater city. It sounds
Interesting. And she kind of puts one foot on the gangplank and snaps it down to the dock towards you, and then just begins to kind of walk towards you. Like I said, everything is very effortless, and she kind of glides down this gangplank towards you. Ah, you are not what I was expecting.
We've heard, yeah, a lot of people seem really, really surprised by us. Like, you know, like, really surprised.
Ah, well, the element of surprise perhaps is a good thing.
There was that old guy that was surprised we were at his window earlier.
Yes, there was.
You were at the window of an old man?
I want to know where I could buy a gun.
There are plenty around.
He
You
did,
just have to know where to look.
told probably is a really good place in the market.
Mm?
Like what is it, drown?
The drowned one.
Yeah, drown.
Ah, well, I will keep it in mind if I should find that my own weapons are failing.
Anyway, what was the favor thing that you needed? Like the...
Well, what can you do? I need a lot of different favors from a lot of different people.
I'm fast and I'm quiet and I'm good at talking to people sometimes.
Fast and quiet. Okay. And for you?
I'm more magic than fast, but well, I can fly. I can good at talking to people too sometimes, and I usually watch over things for us to keep an eye out and everything like that.
Well, perhaps perhaps not something that requires strength, martial prowess.
That would be a bad idea.
You
I-
might be better at handling some other business for me.
Sure. What do you need?
Who did you say sent you?
Insert current character
Mhm.
name here.
She kind of is looking over you both with these kind of brilliant amber colored eyes that catch the sun. She squints for a second. Well, I have a certain artifact that I am very interested in. I need it to be activated in order to solve some of my problems.
Okay.
Neither of you can be trusted just yet to activate this, but you can take someone for me to this place,
Sure.
escort them.
Is there likely to be a fight? Like, I can get ready for a fight, but like,
Not if you're quiet enough.
oh, good.
Oh no.
You are not quiet like your friend?
Not as quiet as he is. I'm moderate.
Well, I should hope that you can protect yourself
Oh,
if
absolutely.
the need arises.
Excited little bird face bobbing.
She seems like relatively unfazed by the fact that you're
A child.
yeah, by the fact that you're like quite overzealous and excited. She doesn't seem to be. Everything seems to be even keel for her, pretty much. Not surprised by anything much. Her eyes do seem to constantly flit, not only between the two of you, but also to the things happening beyond you. That because your backs are turned, you can't see. Well, there is a companion of mine called Voice, and I would like you to trail a certain individual who knows the location of this artifact and in fact visits it overnight.
Is Voice the individual?
No, so she's talking about a companion Voice, and she wants you to trail an individual.
Okay, so escort Voice. Who is this individual?
Well, let's just say they are a dear friend of mine from long past. Now we are not necessarily on speaking terms.
So this is the bit where we need to be quiet.
Yes. I would prefer as stealthy as possible.
Mhm.
I don't want to alert my, well, let's just say, former friends to what exactly my interests are.
So trail this individual overnight to steal the artifact and give to Voice to escort to activate.
That's correct.
Okay, that's easy enough.
If you can come out alive, I would recommend adding that to your checklist.
That's typically just a default option, but yeah, it's a good idea.
I would like you to trail Augustus Florane.
Okay.
He visits the wreck of the Viridian waves that crashed on a nearby island called Escarius. It houses a shipwreck, of course, and something that I would like back.
So can we go there early and just kind of fly there, or do we need him to show us
Oh
the...
no, he needs to activate certain measures that he has put in place.
So fly there, wait for him to activate it all, and then steal.
Well,
Or
I regret to tell you, my friend, Voice cannot fly.
Oh.
So you will have to find another means.
So voice. So the thing has to be activated at the wreck. So we need to take
That is
voice
correct.
with us to activate it and then take it back.
Yes.
And this Augustus, does he need to stay like alive after, or like are you predicting that it's probably?
Well, people would come looking and asking questions.
So he has
If you
to.
were to kill him.
So,
And I would really rather not answer any questions.
so he has to leave the wreck, and then we go in afterwards to activate it and then take it.
Well, you could simply follow him to the wreck of the Viridian Waves. Take my companion with you, voice. Activate it and make sure that you get out without being seen.
Okay.
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 We could see if we could do that.
We could certainly try.
I could definitely try.
Well, if you are to take this, I would be glad to welcome you aboard to take you to Ibardona.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yes, it
That's
sounds
a good deal.
It sounds like
An
a good-
adventure for another adventure.
Oh my god.
That sounds
yes.
great.
Yes.
Exactly. I am in the business of exploring certain depths of the ocean.
There's so many cool things out there.
Does this artifact that's going to be activated pose any danger to us? Should we like step away while it's activated, or should we just like it'll be
no,
fine?
not if you do it correctly, of course.
And that's what the voice is going to do correctly. Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, then it should be fine.
Voice has activated many of these for me in the past.
Okay.
We are old hands at it.
Okay.
You have nothing to worry about as long as you keep voice alive. And you don't tell them that we are following them.
Oh yes.
So we don't. So Wait.
We
we with
Have-
voice don't tell Augustus we're following.
yes.
That is correct.
Cool. Easy.
Yes. Is voice like quiet? Good at being quiet?
They are okay at it. I wouldn't say it's their strong suit.
Okay.
Okay.
So best to consider it.
Okay.
And she whistles sharply, and then you can hear as something ascends what appears to be stairs, and kind of plods its way up to the side of the ship. And you can see before you what appears to be a small kind of maybe like the best way to describe this figure is bulky underneath a heavy hood that they slip back, and you can see a completely smooth head entirely composed of metal and a faceplate that kind of swivels towards you. These rectangular blue slits for eyes that kind of flash light towards you. You can see the thick cords of metal that stretch up underneath the hood. And before you, you can see they kind of settle into a standing position. This would be my friend Voice.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Would we have seen Arkanoids before?
Probably not.
I'm
This
just like,
is a couple of years, I would say, before our actual campaign is set. And a lot of the... by a couple of years, I mean really kind of 50 years. A couple of the Arkanoids that have actually been reactivated in our current campaign's timeline are not necessarily common on the water, especially. They're mostly around the Cardinal Triad, which
Okay.
neither of you, I'd assume, have spent much time in. And they kind of, they're pretty rare, I would say. And this one appears to be a bit more primitive than A9, for example.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
So we
yeah.
take that.
Mhm.
Follow. Okay, where is?
Yeah, where should we start following Augustus from? Like, where do you know, like, if the daily routine of him at all, or
Well, how about you come aboard and we can talk where there are no prying eyes or ears listening.
okay, yeah,
And I'll
that's
fly
awesome.
under the deck.
And yeah, she invites you on and kind of snaps the gangplank back up onto the side of the ship, so it's kind of pointing up into the air. And that is where we are going to take our break for now. I really hope that you've enjoyed this first part. Have you guys had fun?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
So this is the first part of our 3-week span of one-shots within this same timeline. I've had a lot of fun
Yes.
DMing
Slay.
the pirates.
Slay.
I hope you guys like Blightbath. Welcome to Blightbath. Yeah, Slay. We finally got there. Before we head to our break, if you'd like to catch up on anything that you might have missed in the world of Cathora, please do check out the link down below to our YouTube, where we have all of our archive videos over there. And we also have our links to our Instagram, our TikTok, and all different manner of things, so please check those out as well. It is always a pleasure and never a chore to DM for you. For those of you on Twitch, we will see you in just a little bit, and for those of you on YouTube, we will see you in the next part. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye.